Hi and welcome to this week's Caterham Unchained. Well, joining us here at Caterham F1, we have a very special guest, British Prime Minister David Cameron. You might know him from such shows as The News and Prime Minister's Question Times. Well, later I'll be finding out if he's as much into F1 as he is, well, politics. But first, yes, a change back to the green jacket. We asked you to send your questions to Caterham F1 driver Giedo. These range from, what's your favourite cheese, to just how tall are you? Well, that's Old Amsterdam, and he's 6 foot, 1.83 metres for those metric fans out there. Here, however, are a few others we thought you might like to know.
Hello, guys. So, first question. What are the biggest misconceptions about being an F1 driver? Well, first of all, a lot of people think it's always glamour, girls, and nice things. But being an F1 driver is not always nice. It's hard work. You have to be consequent with everything. You have to work, train hard, take care of the diet, take care of your sleep. So it's a tough thing to do. It's normal weekend, normal race day is from 7 in the morning it start till 10 o'clock in the evening. So it's not easy, but it's for sure the coolest thing in the world. Second question: what kind of health insurance would drivers have? Let's hope this never happens. But if they have a big crash with major injuries, who's paying for it? More or less, I think all the drivers have an insurance, a good one, because first of all it's very important. It's a highly risked race, which can have a bad accident. But luckily enough, the FIA is doing quite well, and the car has been good, and not a lot of big accidents have happened, and nobody is injured. So far, the insurance company earn good money and don't have to pay a lot to the drivers. Question 3: could you wave to the big Dutch flag you will see at the German Grand Prix? Well, I hope to be seeing a lot of Dutch flags there, because it's quite close to home, and I hope you guys will join me there, and you can put my name maybe on the Dutch flag. Would be nice. Alright, next question. Who was the driver that influenced you to become an F1 driver, and why? Well, I think more or less my hero in the back days was Senna. I think he was a big inspiration. And after that we had a big ambassador in autosport in Holland. This was Jos Verstappen. Because of him I started to do go-kart. And you know, he's been the most successful guy in Holland. And he's a good guy. I worked with him in 2002. He did my engines when I won the World Championship. So yeah, I've been lucky to meet him, and he's a good guy. Alright, last question. If you had a pet swan, what would you call it? I would call it Boom Shakalaka. Alright guys, this was Caterham TV. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep sending them in, and I see you next time.
It's been another busy week here at Caterham F1. British Prime Minister David Cameron and his entourage called in for a quick look round Leafield.
Well, we'll give you a quick run through what we're doing here.
Being Prime Minister, there's a lot to be done. However, he did manage to take a look round the design office, race bays, and made sure he had time to speak to Caterham Unchained.
Well, I do try and follow Formula One because it's such a British success story, and it's a real Oxfordshire success story. I mean, I've got here, just in my constituency, you know, literally hundreds of people that work producing these amazing cars, and I think we're very fortunate to have such a great industry, so I try and keep my tabs on it.
Along with office and the responsibility of one of the most influential posts within British politics, some of our day-to-day necessities or pastimes are taken away from the Prime Minister. Mr Cameron told me what he's missing out on, something that wouldn't go down too well with Charles and Giedo.
Well, this is one of the only sad things about being Prime Minister, is you are not allowed to drive. So I haven't, in the last 2.5 years, I've driven a golf buggy once, and I was allowed to drive a Land Rover on a test track. Otherwise, I'm not allowed behind the wheel of a car, and I really miss it. I miss it much more than I thought I would. I like to think I was quite a good driver, but fun enough, after 2.5 years, if I got back into a car straight away, I'd be fine, but it might take a little bit of time to get back to full quality.
Before you started, how did your children rate your driving? Are you a good driver, bad driver?
I think they were all right with it. They were okay with it. And I never had a particularly fast car, but I really enjoyed driving, and it's something I miss. I am fantastically excited about this development. I actually live about 3 miles away in that direction, a few villages down the road. And this is a sort of dream business to come to your constituency. It's high skilled, it's going to employ lots of people, it's going to put a lot of money into the local economy. And more to the point, it's great for Britain that we're actually going to be creating more motor cars, selling more motor cars, designing more cars, and that is fantastic news for our economy. So I really do wish Caterham all the best for the investment they're putting in.
Caterham Group co-chairman Tony Fernandez says Caterham will continue to develop and build for the future.
It was very proud for me to see what's been achieved in a very short period of time. You know, you start with an investment, you start with a dream when you start a Formula One car. After 3 years, I really begin to see a tremendous amount of work and tremendous amount of future going forward, and we were able to articulate that to the Prime Minister. But more importantly, I saw it for myself in some ways, all coming together, because you see it in bits and pieces, and I thought, wow, not bad what we've achieved.
Join us next time as we'll be halfway through the third and final test in Spain. And remember to keep up to date with all the latest action. Hit the like button, pop your comments in the box below and subscribe.